Hello, and welcome to the Wednesday edition of Kick, Pass, Punch. We are here to talk about professional wrestling, professional football, and professional soccer. I am Brian, his dad.
I am Malcolm.
Looks like we just got NFL schedule release. Probably going to go a little heavy on that at the back end. So I think we're going to go wrestling, soccer, football this week. That's the order we're going to go in.
Yes.
All right.
The soccer segment will not be very long, seeing as we have Backlash and schedules to cover.
All right.
Because we haven't been here since Backlash.
Yes.
So, to start out our talk about Backlash. And still.
As
defense was made.
as Gunter
1,000 days.
As Gunter would say,
you tapped out.
I will show my respect for sure.
Even though you tapped out.
I did not tap out.
You basically tapped out. You picked Becky Lynch over Lyra Valkyria. That's essentially tapping out.
Becky's still going to be at Lyra, though.
Well, yeah.
She just didn't do it yet.
At SummerSlam.
Just didn't do it yet.
Yep. That's fair.
Other thoughts on Backlash?
The Fatal 4-Way delivered.
For sure.
That was everything I expected it to be. And we expected it to be a great match, so.
And it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went back and watched the bit where we were doing predictions at the end. We, not on purpose, but did the entire schedule, of the card perfectly, except Pat and Gunter. We flipped Pat and Gunter and,
like in the order the matches actually happened?
Pat and Gunter and, the third match. What was the third match? Whatever the third match was. Pentadom. We flip-flopped those two.
Okay.
So we had Pentadom fourth, and we said Pentadom fourth, and because we couldn't think of that match.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of people, whining about how competitive Pat was against Gunter. Don't care. It was fun. I don't care.
There was definitely a moment where I thought Pat won. How are you gonna have him cheat and lose?
You talking about where Cole with the foot?
Cole was holding his foot.
Such a good spot. It's a Bobby Heenan spot.
How did he still kick out? That's baloney.
It's so good.
Go get the New Day. They'll help. They know their ways. Yet another PLE goes by, and no tag team title match.
No.
Of course. We are on 3 since WrestleMania 40. WrestleMania 40, WrestleMania 41, Royal Rumble. That's it.
With tag title matches?
That's it.
Interesting.
Since WrestleMania 40.
Interesting.
I don't think Hunter likes tag team wrestling very much.
I don't know.
Just a guess.
I mean, they're doing good things.
Yeah.
Right? It's still fun, right?
Yeah.
And we'll see. We're in the try-it season, right? We're in the summer. Going into the summer now, where we get to just try stuff, right? And so, maybe we'll do something more with the Street Profits, DIY, Motor City Machine Guns. We got a bunch of tag teams.
Yep.
Right? Then we got, I don't know, as Raw is not as much, right? That's where the New
Raw
Day is, right?
Yeah, the New Day haven't done anything. They came out and were like, yay, we're so good. And then the Warriors lost again to, I speaking of tag team champions losing, we haven't covered this. This was like weeks ago. Oh no, we did talk about this. Never mind. I was gonna say talk about Fraxium beating Profits, but we talked about that.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what else do we have? Lyra Becky was
great.
Yeah, I mean, great match. A lot of the spots were nice, well executed.
I think they're gonna, they're not done, for sure.
Oh yeah,
for sure they're not.
Especially
done.
After that promo that Becky came out and dropped.
So we'll see. I mean, I think they're inching a little closer to actually figuring out how to get Becky Lynch booed, which I'm surprised by.
Yeah, they are.
It seems like they might actually be getting there. The I am whatever you say I am, like taking like the worst things that people say about her and go, yeah, that's who I'll be then. If that's who you think I am, that's who I'll be. It's an interesting angle to take. Yeah, what is next
for Becky?
What's the next show?
Saturday Night's Main Event.
Yeah, but what's the next PLE? Is it Money in the Bank?
Yeah.
Okay. So I think Saturday Night Main Event is going to be fun. I think it's good because I think we're going to get Logan Jay. I think they officially announced Logan Jay.
They just confirmed something else that looked really entertaining. It was the tag team match. It was Punk and Sammy versus Braun and Seth.
Yes, absolutely fun. And
that'll be fun.
And probably the most fun. And I think we're gonna get Cena Truth at Saturday Night's Main Event.
So speaking of Cena and Saturday Night's Main Events, supposedly that's his last show. Is a Saturday Night's Main Event in December.
Oh.
There's a Saturday Night's Main Event scheduled for near the end of September.
Okay.
December.
So I have seen this, and I have seen that the venue is promoting it, but there's been no announcement. Like WWE does not have that on its schedule.
Oh, okay.
But the venue is saying,
"Oh, that's okay.
We have Saturday Night's Main Event for this." So.
But are they selling tickets already?
No.
Okay. I was gonna say because if they're selling tickets, then they obviously
right.
do. But
right.
You can't sell tickets for something you don't have.
Right.
Scam.
And there's some debate over, are they actually trying to force WWE into doing this by saying that it's happening and getting people excited about it? Or is it actually happening and WWE just doesn't want to say it yet?
Well, supposedly there's supposed to be a show in December called Ruthless Aggression.
Well, that's the idea.
Which is obviously not the last John Cena show, but
should be
the last John Cena match.
Should be.
I believe a Raw will be John Cena's last appearance, but I believe Ruthless Aggression will be his last match. I think he'll show up on the Raw after and thank everybody, everything, say his goodbye, or he'll do it after his match. I wouldn't be surprised either way.
It'd be interesting if they did ultimately figure out how to do almost like the double turn thing in his last match, right? Everyone knows this is his last match.
Yeah, turn Cody heel.
It's the last appearance, even, right?
Yeah. Well, they're not gonna boo him on his last appearance. It's not gonna happen.
Well, if you've done your job, then they will.
No, they I don't.
Because they'll boo him out of respect, but it would help the double turn thing, right? Of turning him back face during the match,
yeah.
And then
turning Cody heel because Cody's gonna be his last match.
And then they have him come back out on the Monday, even though he doesn't have any appearances left on his contract.
Yeah,
he shows up to say thank you. I could definitely see something like that.
So what I do want to talk about, just at the end of it, is Cody and Cena probably being Cena's last match. Which, I'm not gonna lie, at least in my eyes, is a bad choice.
Why?
I think that's a waste.
Why?
Because use it to elevate someone. That's like, it's basically Brock Lesnar beating the streak. Like, that doesn't elevate him at all. Like, it doesn't make him into some star, because he's already a star. Give it to, like, Carmelo Hayes, or Trick Williams, or something. Or Obafemi. Or Javon Evans.
Sure.
Give it to one of the NXT guys.
All right, counterpoint.
Or Carmelo.
Counterpoint.
Melo, because Melo don't miss.
If you put him against one of those guys, for what we know is going to be his last match, we know he's going to win. If you put him against Cody, and he's still playing the bad guy, being like, I'm taking this title and I'm leaving, Cody can take that loss.
And then he leaves? He's not taking the title and leaving. It's not going to happen. I think they will run it out till like September. But he's not gonna walk away with the title.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think they should do a thing where Cena just like runs out all his like appearances on his contract, just like shows up on every Raw and SmackDown, and like runs out his appearances until it's like one, and then shows up and then doesn't show up.
Yeah.
And then shows up at Ruthless Aggression, and that's it.
I'd like to see him just one time walk out on NXT and just walk out and have him put the number up on the screen behind him and just go and then walk out. Never say a word.
It's such a
Just
waste.
like,
It's such a waste, but it's so funny.
I'm here.
It's not a waste because it builds the
Because
heel
it works.
thing. It builds the heel. So, I guess, yeah, it does work. Then I'd be so annoyed if I was in the crowd and that happened, though. Or maybe not, because Cena's still there.
Listen. The number of appearances is nonsense.
Yeah.
He's been given an amount of money to do a thing for a year. They have I'm sure they have tentatively agreed on something, but if it works, if it serves the story, Cena's going to show up because that's who he is.
Right.
Okay, so when is the WWE draft? Is the next thing on the list? I think we've covered Backlash sufficiently.
I
We
think
don't know enough. We're far enough out. We don't need to talk about upcoming events.
Yeah.
They haven't
I mean,
announced
obviously,
anybody.
Saturday night's main event is this weekend or next
2 weeks.
Next weekend?
Yeah.
Great.
And
So
they
we've
haven't announced anybody in Money in the Bank, so I don't know when the WWE draft. They haven't said.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know. Obviously, that's the main thing. We don't know. They have said it's gonna be before SummerSlam.
Yeah.
So I presume it's before Money in the Bank.
Oh, I don't think so. I think it was before that. We'd already know.
Okay.
I think it's interesting to do it, and then you have the Money in the Bank winner, and then that's an interesting draft choice to have. You have this option of drafting the person with the briefcase onto your show.
I'm interested to see if Omos gets drafted.
He will not.
Okay.
The fact that he did not make it on TV during WrestleMania season at all. I'm surprised he wasn't on the list of cuts, honestly.
Yeah, and Dakota Kai once.
Yeah.
What is wrong with you to cut Dakota Kai? What did she do? She must have done something absolutely outrageous. She must have killed someone.
No.
To get cut.
She's hurt too much. She wasn't that over. She just wasn't.
She should have won the Intercontinental Championship.
I agree.
That was perfect for her.
I agree.
Now you gotta give it to, main eventers. Because there's no one that they need to build some people up. And you can't, and if they try to start building people up, they're gonna have Lyra hold it for 700 days. Which, not saying it's a bad thing.
I mean,
I like Lyra.
I hope Coda goes out and kills it on the Indies, and they bring her back. I hope that's what happens.
Did Cora Jade officially retire?
No, Cora Jade has a match.
Somebody retired. Somebody off that list of is like 28 and was just like, I'm done.
Yes, it wasn't her though.
Okay.
I don't remember who it was, but I remember.
Yeah, somebody did do that.
And they were just like, yeah, I'm out.
Yeah. Okay.
So
we don't know. Okay.
Right.
So moving on.
I can't read your next line here.
Soccer.
Yeah.
We're gonna skip this because I do think that game is still going on. I think Galaxy
that's
versus...
happening right now.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Is that Galaxy Field? Is that an MLS game or is it an Open Cup?
No, it's MLS.
Oh, okay.
Philadelphia went up 2-0, and last I checked, it was 2-2.
Oh, interesting.
So Galaxy soiled it again.
All right.
I mean, yeah, I could check, but I'm not. It might end the Spotify.
Yeah, not worried about it.
I'm not gonna check. Moving on to more MLS with the Chicago Fire finally getting their first home win. The day game.
Yeah.
That was fun.
It was fun.
We should do more day games.
We should do more day games.
Why don't
Unfortunately, there are literally no more for the entire season.
We do need to shout out the guy who is in the section next to us, who was very enthusiastic about the Fire, and don't know why he wasn't just sitting in the supporter section. I think it's because he had a little child, but he was chanting all the chants. Every time there was a corner, he was like, "Sinker!"
He was doing all the work, for sure.
It was amazing. It was very funny.
I respect it.
It was very funny.
Absolutely. It was a fun...
He was standing in the aisle the whole time.
Yeah.
It was very fun.
Yeah. It was a fun game. I'm sorry. Unfortunately, we had to bail before the end because of your game. But
did we win that game? No.
You tied 1-1 in that game.
Never mind. We tied.
You played well.
I had like 2 highlights. A lot of pickups. 2 highlights though.
No, but it was.
I can't figure out how to post it on Instagram. It won't let me edit it, so I can't post it on Instagram for some reason. Like, I can't edit the clips. Once I figure that out, I'll post it on Instagram.
Oh, from the...
Follow me. At Malcolm White 208, I think.
You should really know.
620? It's 208 or 620.
You should really know that.
See, it made it for me, so...
Yeah.
I gave it my name and it made it for me, so... Okay, so... That's kind of all I have for that game.
Fire don't have another home game until June 14th.
Oh my god.
So basically got a month on the road now.
We'll just go.
I mean, I'm sure there's a week in there.
We'll just go bus around and...
I'm sure there's a week, at least 1 week in there we don't even have a game. I'm sure there's some sort of
like
international break or bye or something coming up.
Yeah.
But yeah, June 14th. And it's the doubleheader with the Stars. So.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
The Stars is a day game though.
Yeah, Stars start at 4. And the Fire starts at 7:30. So we'll be there for a long
So we'll
time.
be there from like 3:30 or like 3 or 3:30 to like
9:30,
10. 10. Jeez Louise.
Yeah, we had to stay in for like 6 hours.
You should come
meet us.
There's
an hour and a half before
Come
games.
meet us and ask for a picture. Everyone that isn't Ben.
224 or 124. We're in section 124.
124 or 125, depending on day. That isn't Ben, because Ben.
All right, Carlos Ancelotti to Brazil.
You know who you are.
Thoughts?
Good. Bad on Madrid, but good. Shame
Why?
on Madrid.
Why?
Because they're supposedly not happy with how the season has went, so they're not happy with Carlo Ancelotti, so they're getting rid of him.
Yeah. Did they win the league?
Do I need to explain everything Carlo Ancelotti has won?
Well, what have you done for me lately?
Oh, I don't know. Win the Champions League twice in the last 4 years. Win the league like 4 times. Win the Copa de España like a few times. in the Copa del Rey a few times.
Do you think?
It's just because he didn't do anything this year.
Do you think? But do you think that he wanted the Brazil job? Was this a mutual decision that he wanted to go try this? Like, is it?
I don't think so, because the press conferences when he was nearing the end seemed to be like he didn't want to leave.
Okay.
Like, they seemed
See,
like...
this is one of those situations where I know nothing about this.
He was like, the club is decided. It didn't sound like it was mutual.
Okay. Well.
But yeah, I mean, that's all I really know.
You know, I am a proponent of the Fergie model, right? If you have a coach who's winning, you keep them for as long as you possibly can. The Pittsburgh Steelers model, right? The Steelers had, what, 4 coaches ever?
I don't know.
It's crazy.
They've had one in the last 15 years.
Yeah.
Mike Tomlin.
Yeah.
They're now...
They're
threatening to fire Mike Tomlin.
I legitimately think they've had 4 coaches in the entire history of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
That's kind of wild.
Yeah.
4 in the whole history.
Because they stay there for decades.
Yeah, they stay at the top.
Right, and their coaches stay.
I mean, there's a reason for them being they've won the most Super Bowls ever.
No, the Patriots have now.
Oh, right. Because pre-Tom Brady, it was
pre-Tom Brady.
Pre-Tom Brady, the Pittsburgh Steelers had 7. That was the most ever.
But I can definitely see the merits of somebody like Carlo Ancelotti wanting to go to Brazil and try it out and try taking his. I mean, he's Brazilian, yeah.
Maybe.
And try, saying, hey, when was the last time Brazil?
Oh no, he's Italian.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say when was the last time Brazil won the World Cup, but when they crushed Germany 7-1 in the final.
That was the quarterfinal.
Was it a quarterfinal?
It was either a quarterfinal or a semifinal, and they lost that. Year.
Oh, so when was the last time Brazil won a World Cup?
I haven't been alive.
Huh? All right, so maybe they gotta get it. They gotta get it back.
Well, I'm also 14, so I've only lived through 3.
That's true. Xabi Alonso taking over the spot at Madrid.
Yep.
So,
good call. I like it. I'm not sure how Madrid are gonna play through his tactics, though.
So tell me where he's been. I don't know who he. I mean, I know the name, but I don't.
Bayer Leverkusen's coach.
Oh, okay. Okay.
He tends to like a 3-4-3 setup.
Okay.
So like a 3-back.
Yep.
I'm not sure how the tactics are gonna work at Madrid. All respect to Bellingham and Tchouameni and Valverde and all of them, but Valverde is not he's not one of the I mean he is, but he's not like Toni Kroos, Luka Modric level passing. I think they need someone that's like that level passing. I mean, it won't happen, but bring in Kevin for a year or 2. But don't, cause fire.
Yeah.
Somebody like that, somebody that can run the passes and all that from the midfield, and can direct everything. Cause I'm not really sure there's many people like that, at all. Cause I saw something the other day. It was supposedly Toni Kroos was running everything. If he had hand gestures that would tell people what to do.
Okay. Interesting.
Which is crazy. But shows how much the team was Toni Kroos was how good he was.
Mm-hmm.
However, Toni Kroos left they started losing. I don't know. But that's all I have to say.
Yeah, well,
about that.
it'll be interesting. I'm curious to see what they both do. I think I wish them both well. I think I think I think Brazil will do well with Carlo, and I think Madrid will do well with Xabi Alonso. Like sometimes you just need fresh blood.
I mean, at least we know that Ancelotti will have one person that he knows on that Brazil team in Vinny, because he knows Vinny. He kind of brought Vinny up. Like, he made Vinny who he is. Like, he took Vinny from that, like, uncomfortable 20-year-old to what he is now. So
before leaving soccer, and Brazil specifically, Marta is no longer retired.
She's back?
She's coming back to play for Brazil. 39 years old.
Oh, jeez.
She's unretiring to play for Brazil.
Sixth World Cup?
I don't know if she makes it all the way to the cup. I think she maybe.
She's just coming to play for a friendly.
I think she's just coming back for the qualifiers.
Oh, she just wants her team to be in.
Maybe, I don't know. I didn't dig deep into it. I just saw that Marta had announced that she was unretiring and returning to play for Brazil. Which, you know what? Good.
Is she... Did Brazil call her and was like, yo, you want to unretire and come play with us?
Well, I mean, she was still one of the best players in the world when she retired.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, why not?
That's true.
You know? I mean, I get, like... I remember being 39. It's a long time ago.
I was 39 once. I don't remember that.
It was...
Was I alive?
You were alive. You were like 3.
I was like...
But...
Okay.
Like, I understand getting to the point, like, where you're just, like, physically, like, I can't do this anymore. I've got to stop. And then you stop. And you get, like, 6 months off, and you're like, oh, I
probably could do
definitely do that again. And then you get started, and you're like, oh,
Can't
damn
imagine
it.
can't imagine how Rey Mysterio feels. Freaking 53? Is that how old he is now? 53? Somewhere around that. I see why he's on the part-time.
Yeah.
He comes
right,
around.
Before we move on to the Bear schedule, speaking of Rey Mysterio, tip of the hat, shout out to the now late and always great Sabu.
Oh,
yeah. We lost this week. Dude wrestled his quote retirement match 3 weeks ago.
Yep. Well,
and
not really quote anymore.
By all accounts, was amazing. In that match, I loved him. I loved watching Sabu work. He did things. He created things that people do now that are routine now, that were just breathtaking when he first did them. The two things that I will just say that I think that Sabu did that people do all the time now. Are literally like jumping sideways into people.
Cross bodies?
Not like chest to chest, like going like sideways into them. Like when you jump up and you're like hit them with the side of your body. No one did that before him. I
don't think I've ever seen that.
You definitely have. You just don't understand what I'm saying then.
Okay.
Or like you whip someone into the ropes and they come off and you like jump up and like leg whip them in the chest.
Oh, yeah.
Like throwing your body sideways instead of meeting them like chest to chest.
Right.
No one had ever done that before. And also just like throwing chairs at people. Like instead of just going and hitting with it, just like throwing it at them.
That doesn't really happen very much now. At least not in WWE. I mean, it happens, but it doesn't happen very often.
Well, that was him.
Right.
And this guy had a match in ECW that went so far that they said we will never do that again. And in that, and that was the first time they had replaced the ropes with barbed wire, not ropes wrapped in barbed wire.
The death matches
They
or whatever.
They took out the ropes and put barbed wire, and he ripped his bicep open, and he rolled out of the ring, went under the ring, and came out with duct tape, and taped his arm closed, and kept going. He needed 100 stitches in his arm after the match.
God.
Yeah.
I presume that was not meant to happen.
No, it was not. The thing, he made that up on the spot. Like, he thought of that.
Why was there duct tape under the ring?
Oh, there's a million reasons. You always have duct tape around if you're, like...
Also, that's gotta hurt to take off.
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah. Absolutely. He used to super glue wounds closed. Instead of going to the hospital to get stitches. He would just grab super glue and rub it in the wound. That's why he had so many scars. Because, hey kids, here's the lesson. If you get cut open, if you put glue in it, it's going to scar. If you go to a doctor, it might fade someday.
Don't do that.
Yeah. He did this.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Don't do that. Shout out to Seven.
I know people who want scars. Don't do that.
All right. So, quickly, we're already 30 minutes in. Let's run through the Bears' schedule. I'm going to put you on record just on what we know right now. And you're going to predict each of these 18 games. 17 games.
Awesome. Okay.
So week 1, opening up. You did not keep track of home and away, did you?
Nope.
I'm going to pull it up because I think we need to know what's home and what's away.
Okay. Alright, while you're doing that, I'm going to cover a big thing that happened this week was with rookie minicamp. Coming from the Browns, their first round pick, Mason Graham, was supposedly very out of shape at the rookie minicamp, even throwing up on the field.
No.
He has
No. Did not throw up on the field. Threw up in his helmet.
Okay.
Threw up in his helmet.
Alright, so either way. Still. Mason Graham seems to, openly know that he's not the fittest. He seems to know that he is clearly out of shape. But I don't think it's anything to really be worried about yet, seeing as the season is still 100-something days away. I don't think we should be worrying about it, really.
I'm not, because his coach was not. His coach made jokes about it. If his coach was concerned that he wasn't in shape, I would be concerned about it.
Right.
The fact that the coach was just like, we're going to have to cut down on the amount of wings we allow in the dining hall. You know? Yeah. And the fact that he's throwing up means that he's putting in the work.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. All right. Back to the schedule.
Week 1, at home, Vikings.
I think we can win that game, seeing as it's J.J. McCarthy's first start. He might not be ready for it. I think we can win that game. So I'm going to go W on that game.
All right. So that's 1. Week 2, on the road to Detroit. Ben Johnson going back into Detroit. Week 2. Not waiting around. Not building some suspense. Just going right back in.
Yeah, I don't think I have to explain this one. Lions. I'm taking the Lions.
Lions. All right. 1-1. Week 3, at home to Dallas.
the Bears because, well, Dallas. That's my whole explanation.
Yeah, I don't think Dallas is going to be great this year.
Nope, probably not.
Week 4 on the road to the Raiders.
Who's the Raiders quarterback? No one?
No.
That's a serious question. Like, who is their quarterback? Jimmy Garoppolo?
No. They signed somebody. I don't remember who it was. Did they sign Gino? They signed Gino.
Yeah, they traded for Gino. Okay.
I still don't like where the Raiders are.
Yeah, I still think we can win that game. The Raiders don't have anybody.
All right, so you got the Bears 3-1 going into the bye week
Oh
in
my
week 5,
God. Jesus.
which I'm not thrilled about. And then
Not very much.
we go into Washington for the rematch.
The rematch. What do you mean?
To the two rookie quarterbacks from last year.
Oh, the now sophomores.
Yeah.
Um,
I think Caleb gets his win back.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Bears.
That Hail Mary game last year in Soldier Field. I mean,
I'm Ben Johnson. I'm gonna make Caleb Williams better than Jaden Daniels out of spite for not taking the job last year.
Yeah. So.
All right. So I'm
you,
gonna take Bears.
You're thinking the Bears. So you got them at 4-1 at that point.
3.
Right. Yes.
Wait, no.
No, 4-1. Yeah, you
One.
have the only loss being the Lions at this point.
Am I bad at math?
Yep.
Week 6. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm bad at math. Okay.
Week 7 at home to the Saints.
I'm taking the Bears.
All right.
In that game because Tyler Show is not.
Yeah, because we don't know who their quarterbacks are. Because Aaron Rodgers is going to be their quarterback.
Aaron over here. Okay, here comes the
I mean,
losing streak.
here's the thing: is
Losing streak.
between
Losing streak.
between week 7 and week 12, we have the Saints and the Steelers. So both at home, which means Aaron Rodgers is definitely coming to Soldier Field one way or the other this year. Because I think he definitely ends up in one of those places, right?
Or the Vikings. He could be coming.
He's not going to the Vikings. That ship has sailed.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, technically, he could land on the Falcons if they trade Kirk Cousins, but that's probably not.
But then they're bringing him as a backup, and he's not going to do that. The only way he does that if he's not signed and Penix gets hurt in week 1 or week 2.
Michael Penix. Okay.
So week 8 at Baltimore.
Yeah. See, I don't really think I need to explain myself here.
You think that's a loss?
Yeah, I think that's a loss. I
Okay.
think the Ravens take that game.
Followed immediately by in week 9 away to the Bengals.
Losing streak. Losing streak.
Ah.
Losing streak. Losing streak.
I am down on the Bengals this year.
Okay, so we have everything the same except for the Bengals. So I have 6 and 2. You have 7.
Well, with the
and
Bengals,
1.
with the Bengals, you have 6 and 3.
Oh right.
No, that's not possible because week 9. You have 5 and 3,
And you have
and
6
I have 6 and 2.
Okay.
All
right.
But then we get the Giants at home. The Giants are not going to be good.
I'm taking the Giants.
Okay.
Because they lost 2 times in a row. And they're not going to have their confidence against the Giants. So I think we lose to the Giants.
I think they come home and get right. And then we go back on the road to the Vikings for week 11.
I do think they're going to win that game.
All right.
I
So
think they're just going to keep going on the Vikings.
all right. And then we come home for the Steelers.
I think we'll beat the Steelers. Maybe. My pick is a win.
All right.
I want to see if they're above or below 500 at that point.
All right. Now,
Losing streak. Again.
Black Friday, day after Thanksgiving,
Yes.
away to Philadelphia.
Philadelphia.
I'm going to predict the Bears in this game, and I'll tell you why.
Huh?
The Eagles
Okay.
are with their family on Thanksgiving, and they're going to eat too much. And the Bears are going to be at a hotel.
God. With their family, probably.
But it's not the same as eating at home.
Why not?
Because you eat too much when you're at home.
Okay.
So that's my
Okay,
prediction.
I'm not going to argue that, but okay.
The Eagles will have a Thanksgiving hangover that the Bears won't have.
So Jalen Hurts will be too fat to run a tush push.
And now we get a 3-week stretch in week 14 to 16, which I like to call the chance of putting us in the mature range. Here's the shit sandwich of Green Bay twice with Cleveland right in the middle. So we go Green Bay in Green Bay, and then Cleveland at home, and Green Bay at home. So Green Bay in Green Bay.
You know what I'm smelling?
A loss.
I'm smelling undefeated at Lambeau Field for Taylor Williams.
Nice.
I'm taking the Bears.
So Ben Johnson comes in, wins his first game in Lambeau.
Yeah.
All right. That has you up to 9 wins, by the way, in week 14.
Playoffs.
And then Cleveland at home.
Win.
That Cleveland's gonna be terrible, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I think they're a mess.
I mean, their quarterback situation sure is a mess. Who will be starting at that point?
And then Green Bay in Chicago.
That we are gonna lose.
Okay.
We are gonna lose that game.
Okay.
So we'll beat them at home. They'll beat us at home.
Week 17, traveling to San Francisco.
I think that's a win. I think San Francisco is going to be pretty bad.
Okay.
San Francisco hasn't been very good.
And then we finish the season at home to the Lions. Now, this is where they were like, boop, boop, Ben Johnson game right here.
Yeah.
Right? Theoretically, let's say a playoff spot or whatever, it's on the line at this point.
I mean, if my predictions are accurate, what am I at? 12 wins?
You're at 11.
11? Okay. Bears are not winning 12 games realistically. I'm taking a loss there.
Okay, so you have the Bears
taking a
going
loss at home.
11-6.
That sounds good.
That's a playoff.
That's playoffs. That's like 4 seed. That's playoffs. There's definitely a way in which all 4 NFC North teams could make playoffs.
I don't think the Vikings are going to be good.
Depends how good JJ McCarthy is. Because if JJ McCarthy's good enough, then Justin Jefferson, JJ McCarthy. Huzzah. Andrew Nelson.
Going just real quick, going back to
The Packers have Matthew Golden.
The week
whatever
9,
his name is.
the week 9 game for the Bengals. Did you factor in the Ty Hendrickson situation?
Nope, don't know what the Ty Hendrickson situation is.
He's not playing. He says he won't play. He's on a new contract. He showed up to minicamp, and he gave a press conference in street clothes and said not putting on a uniform.
Yeah, so I think they're going to give him a new contract. They don't really have a defense, and they kind of need a defense. So, I think they'll give him a new contract.
All right. But a bottom line is you have the Bears making the playoffs. Oh, did you check the score?
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Checking in on the LA Galaxy.
It should be over at this point. It was at 60 minutes when we started. It should technically be the 104th minute. And I assume they did not get 14 minutes of
Philadelphia
stoppage
wins
time.
3-2.
Yes!
With a goal in the 96th minute.
Yes!
Yeah, Galaxy was up 2-0. And
It was like the 30th minute. They were up 2-0.
37th.
Oh my god.
Galaxy scored in the 31st and the 37th. Philadelphia scored in the 48th, the 50th, and the 96th.
That's awesome. I like that.
Galaxy has 2 goals on 3 shots, 2 on target. Philadelphia has 3 goals with 22 shots, 9 on target.
How do you allow 22 shots? 9 on target.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is. Okay. Well,
12 corners for Philadelphia.
that's a double Frank. You can double finish the Frank.
So that must be like those shots on target were getting saved out of
bounds.
out of bounds.
Straight
Like he
to
wasn't
the corners.
catching any of those.
Straight to the corners.
All right.
Alright, so with
Take us
that, I think that's going to be it for today. We may have a struggle sometime in the WWE with our not knowing when the draft is. I don't know. Never mind. Kevin is right. I can't think of anything.